All right, here we go. Let me plug the joint right quick. Why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them. Again, why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them. Now, here's my caveat. Me personally, I don't judge women, right, based on their quote unquote sexual past or their body count or any of that goofy shit. I'm a realist. I live in reality, right? I don't have my head in the clouds wishing upon a star about this fucking utopia of a world where all women are the same way. They're all fucking um, angelic, virtuous, good girls. That's unrealistic, right? So I see no issue or qualms about a single woman who is single. She's unattached. She is not in a committed, monogamous oriented relationship where she agreed to be sexually exclusive. I see no problem with single women enjoying dick. I don't have no problem with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But a lot of men do. Publicly, they will shit on women. They'll say they're for the streets, that they're 304s. But these same women that they say she's for the streets, she's a 304, they lust these women. They want to have sex with these women. Why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them? So, if you're not familiar with the Madonna whore complex, allow me to break that down. Okay, in psychoanalytic literature, a Madonna whore complex is the inability to maintain sexual arousal within a committed and loving relationship. Now, some of you might be like, "That's bullshit. I ain't got no problem with that." Let's not think on the surface. Let's go a little deeper. This is why you'll have some guys say, if I'm dealing with a woman, if I'm having sex with a woman and she's a super freak, she's really freaky, I can't make her my girl. A woman that I'm quote unquote in love with, who's wifey, I'm not going to do all that freaky, nasty shit with her. Right? I've literally seen posts where guys say, I don't want my wife, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do anal sex with my wife. I don't want my wife going down on me and swallowing my shit. That's my wife. Right? You literally have guys, they don't want to see a whore in their wife. Okay, let me say that shit again. They don't want to see a whore in their wife. So certain nasty, freaky, kinky things that they'll do with a prostitute, a call girl, right? When they go visit Colombia, Brazil, the Philippines, the DR, the passport bros, the same shit that they would do with those women, they wouldn't want to do with wifey. Because they view wifey as more of an angelic, all-American girl next door, virtuous good girl. Like, I'm not supposed to slut her out. That's my wife. That's the mother of my kids, right? This is precisely why back in the day when there were brothels and things of that nature, married men would go to brothels and they would, all their kinky sexual fantasies that they had, they would play that out with a prostitute, a whore, a slut. But with their wives, they go home and make love to their wives. But they fuck sluts, right? This is a very real thing. Again, why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them. So men claim they despise promiscuous women, but deep down, they can't resist them. Let's uncover the truth in 2024. Let's stop the lies. As my father used to say, tell the truth, shame the devil. I'm going to give you a prime example of this quote being true. Men claim they despise promiscuous women, but deep down, they can't resist them. Fresh and Fit. Let's briefly talk about the Fresh and Fit podcast. They have a lot of OnlyFans chicks on there. they have a lot of quote unquote IG model type chicks on there, right? And guys love seeing those type of women be humble, right? The same, and this is a fact, quote me on this. This is a fact. The same guys that watch Fresh and Fit religiously, the same guys that are in their chat when they do live streams, the same guys that are in their live chat, they are dogging women out, calling women 304s, for recreational use only, all of this bullshit, right? Those same women that are being dogged out on that show and that are being kicked out of that show, those guys will talk shit to those women. And then when that show is over, they will go subscribe to those women Instagram accounts. And for those women that got OnlyFans, they will go subscribe to their OnlyFans and pay money to see those women naked. They will pay money to see those women perform sex acts. And what do you think they're doing when they see those nude images of those women? And or they are seeing those women perform sex acts. What do you think they're doing? They're beating off to those same women, the same women that they think are vile and disgusting, the same women that they publicly detest. They deep down can't resist them. They lust them. Let me take it further, okay? Let me just say this. When we talk about the Madonna whore complex, in short, this is what it is. Where such men love, they have no desire. And where they desire, they cannot love. Okay, let me take it a little further. When you hear guys complain about how women dress, now, Pete, what I'm saying, when you hear guys complain about how women dress, women being the type of chicks that take girl trips, girls' night out, these women have too much visibility on Facebook. They're taking pictures with their ass to the camera and all of this shit. Think about it. Why would guys complain about it? Why would guys complain about the behaviors of women on the internet? Let's think about it. Because if you were the type of guy where you can attract quote unquote virtuous, wholesome women, why would you be online complaining about those women? See, guys only complain about the women they are attracted to that they can't have. Let me say that shit again. Guys only complain about the women that they are attracted to that they can't have. And or guys only complain about the women that they are attracted to that they can't influence. So in other words, they want women to act a certain way, but they can't influence the behaviors of those women, but they're still attracted to them. Allow me to go a little further, right? You guys have seen clips where there's a guy and a girl, they're in a relationship. The guy is complaining about how the woman dresses, but they're in a relationship though. And the woman next to him clearly has on something very revealing, very provocative. And then what ends up happening is the guy, he's complaining about it publicly, about how his woman is dressed, but he's simultaneously capitulating, like, well, you know, it is what it is. I mean, she know I don't like it, but it is what it is, right? Why is that? Why is that? Because the same thing that he's complaining about turns him on sexually. Let me say that shit again. The same shit that he's complaining about as far as what that woman wears turns him on sexually, which is why he was attracted to her to begin with. This is what guys do. They'll meet a woman at a club, at a bar, and they are sexually turned on. They lust that woman. So what they'll do is they'll start dealing with that woman. And they'll do what the average guy does. Oh, I'm just going to hit it and quit it. I'm just going to pump and dump it. I'm just going to smash and dash it. But they fall in love with it. They get pussy with it. Then they get into a relationship with the chick. And because they're insecure about her dealing with other men or other men getting at their girl, then what they'll do is they'll try and get her to change her behavior. They'll say, I don't like when you wear that. When you first met me, you loved this. Yeah, but it's for my eyes only. Really, it's for your eyes only. But when you met her at the club or the bar, everybody saw her in that same shit that made your dick hard, nigga. Everybody saw her in that shit. But now that she's your girl, it's for your eyes only, right? Guys, why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them? Where such men love, they have no desire. And where they desire, they cannot love. This is why a woman's body count is a big deal to guys. This is precisely why. Because men lust the slut, but they love the good girl. Let me say that shit again. Men, and this is the duality and the hypocrisy of men. They lust the sluts, but they love the good girl. This is why when a guy gets cheated on, he'll cry. Let me say that shit again. This is why when a guy gets cheated on, he'll cry. He'll call the woman a hoe, a slut. I knew I should have just fucked you. This is why. Because guys want to believe that there is a distinct difference between a promiscuous woman and a virtuous woman. They want to believe there is a distinct difference. Zag, why? See, guys more than women. Okay, let me. I don't want this to get lost on you Negroes. Okay, when I say Negroes, I'm talking about everybody. I ain't talking about just black dudes. I don't want this to get by you, right? I don't want this to go over here. The reason why guys have to believe there is a distinction between the whorish bad girl and the virtuous good girl is because they have to believe that women are capable of being faithful. They need to believe that, right? That for their own sanity and their own peace of mind, right? This is why that whole pair bonding narrative, which is all nonsense. Any guy who talks about pair bonding, none of them motherfuckers know what they're talking about. I've already debunked that. I've already talked about that. None of those guys know what they're talking about, right? But this is why that whole pair bonding narrative is a thing. Because although men lust the quote unquote club slut, the chicks in the VIP section, they want to fuck them. They lust those women turn them on sexually. But the reason why they don't want to get in a relationship with those girls, although they typically end up getting in a relationship with them anyway, but they publicly say those women are for recreational use only, but those guys fall in love with them, right? But the point I'm trying to make is the reason why they don't want to get in a relationship with those girls or they try and change those girls is because they want to believe that I can get this very attractive woman who is a freak in bed and she'll want to be with me only. I'm the only guy she'll want to have sex with, right? They want to believe that, which is why they want to believe the distinction between the whorish bad girl and the virtuous good girl. They want to believe that distinction because they want to believe that some woman somewhere has the capability of being faithful. And they do. The problem with guys is they're very gullible and naive because that same woman who was in a club who dresses slutty could be a virgin. While the woman who is dressed very modestly with a dress down to her fucking ankles and glasses on and her hair is up, right? She goes to church 2 or 3 days a week. Okay. She's a hoe. Okay. And I don't say that to degrade women. I'm saying that to get my point across. She's the one that's having the most sex. How a woman dresses is not indicative of her true nature as far as how she conducts herself privately. But that's what guys think. They think, oh, a woman who has a bunch of piercings and tattoos and dresses a certain way, oh, she gets ran through. But that woman who dresses provocatively, oh, she's a good girl. She was raised right. The real difference between them is the one who dresses a certain way, she's comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't give a fuck what nobody thinks about her. The woman who dresses provocatively, oftentimes she's very mindful of how she's viewed in public. She wants to be viewed a certain way publicly because she doesn't want to let on to how she really is privately. See, she cares more about her reputation, which is why she carries herself a certain way publicly. But behind closed doors, she ain't no different than that chick with all those piercings, all those tattoos, and who dresses very provocatively. They're the same chick. Hence, the good girl and the bad girl, they're the same woman rolled up into one. They just pick and choose which side of themselves they show publicly and which side of themselves they show privately. And it's all based on the type of man that they encounter. Why men despise promiscuous women but can't resist them? Because promiscuous women, or women that they believe are promiscuous, turn them on sexually. But the reason why they publicly shame them, two main reasons. Two main reasons why guys publicly shame women who they believe are promiscuous, or they publicly shame women for their body count. Two reasons. First reason, they're mad because they can't fuck them. Let me say that shit again. They are mad because they can't fuck them. A lot of these guys who complain about women's body counts and a woman's promiscuous nature, they are mad because those same women that they believe are slutty won't fuck them. Believe it. The second reason why guys complain about promiscuous women is because when we talk about the internet, the more women who get on the internet and display certain attributes that make them seem like they're easy when it comes to sex, or that they're promiscuous, because there are more and more women who are showing their body online, what it does is it makes guys believe there's no hope. Like, are there any virtuous women left? Are there any women who are wife material left? Are there any women who are capable of being faithful and who only want one man? This is why guys complain about the promiscuous nature of women. Two reasons. One, they're mad because those same women who seem to give it up to everybody won't give it up to them, and they're bitter about that, right? Second reason is it makes them feel like there is no hope to actually find a woman they can fall in love with who will actually be faithful to them. Why men desire promiscuous women but can't, why men despise, rather, promiscuous women but can't resist them. I'm out.